My grandfather tells us he has seen the face of God on the near side of the moon, all milky skin and cratered eyes, so far removed from the bloodletting of this earth. But what wisdom to know we must keep at least an atmosphere's distance away from divinity. I count time in night shifts. Moon phases and circles begin with full moon into waning gibbous, into last quarter, and the sky holding it all together breaks despite the comforts of the night. I draw the curtains shut, watch the bodies of moths crawl over the surface of my window, watch their limbs twitch with the need to feed on my skin when it is soaked in moonlight. All the while, I think of the metaphors we use for death. Always to do with water or fire. The earth has a throat wide enough to swallow a body whole and disappear it as though it never even existed. There will be no harvest come the spring. No grapefruit juice on our fingertips, no sweetness to kiss off our flesh. I know we all shoulder the burden of living in interesting times, but I cannot bear the silent death outside. There, in the cold winter night, no crashing waves, no burgeoning wildfire, just the click and whir of ventilators and the frost spreading over the car door handles, the side of death decapitating the leafy heads off sugarcane stalk. I cannot count the dead in circles. The days pass quickly. Give way to waning moon, into new moon, into waxing crescent. The derivative faces of God shifting above me, marking this, my sojourn into the hole in my chest, both devouring and retching. I have carried myself around in fragments and asked strangers to fill me with the dawn. But Anna was right when she said, darkness is self-begetting. I cannot unwind myself and fit another whole person in this cavity I call my body. I needed a healing familiar in my own tongue. A private communion, but when I hold myself, there is no warmth. If I let go, I will fall apart. If I squeeze tighter, I will fall apart, and there will be no meaning in all that wreckage. There is no ars poetica that knows what to do with the topic of mental illness. Surely there was more to the history of Troy than the dead body of Hector. I cannot tell Amma that there is a headless man in my chest, and in the phantasmagoria dividing sleep from the waking world, the ancient city is burning again and again and again and again. Now, last quarter, into waning gibbous, into waxing gibbous, these watchful gods drape a slumberous purple over my eyes, but when at last I wake, all of Gemini's connecting stars fall out of the sky and into my throat. I cry my lungs out, cry the cold water out of the bottom of the Atlantic, and model my bedroom floor into the shape of a screen. These days, all I can think of is water and fire. And is that not the immutable human essence? I need someone to blame, someone to look at the cuts all over my body which have yet to scab. Is the blood not proof enough that someone came into my bedroom last night and left behind their throat? I know I am owed more than anger, but give me the kindling and I will burn Troy for the 7th time this month. I will dislodge the universe and the stomach of this, my dying star, the graveyard of comets, the final death of the Milky Way. The final death of the Milky Way going out not with a bang, but a whimper. The end of days will be a quiet affair. I tell the moon, his death is mine.